Years old.
I
My
didn't
brother!
even think about that.
He was poking her in the back end. Yeah, I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is Michael Caine. He's 16 years old.
Yeah,
So
and that was...
he was supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
That's some good acting, because, man, he was really good at being the creep.
God, he was, wasn't
Yes.
he?
I don't know if the nuns ever told you about your nightly duties as a wife.
For me.
And she's, like, crying, too.
I know,
It's
sad.
Poor,
It was
poor
really,
thing.
Really, really nutty.
Yeah.
So,
And then word gets around.
word gets around, yes. Word gets around. The nuns, of all people, start the rumor.
Oh, they're
Love it.
gossip queens.
Yeah, a little sewing circle. And then you got the nuns, the two dudes running a train on the nympho of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, running a train on her. She's getting it from both ends at the same time.
Yes.
Interesting.
Back at the asylum, yes.
Back at the asylum. And we have this little Grease thing going of, tell me more, you know.
They're playing telephone.
They're playing telephone indeed.
Yeah.
So it gets to the marquee, and then he's just like, oh my. So he writes a play.
Yes, he was...
Based off of their wedding night.
Yeah,
Which
because
was...
Marquis is in charge of putting together the theater group in the asylum.
Yeah.
The play was supposed to be
And
the
may
Happy
I-
Shoemaker.
Right, and may I say that those loons are some amazing actors.
Oh.
They memorized those fucking lines better than any of us
Yes, ever have.
ever in the business. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Like, it takes quite a few hours. These people get the script in less than a day and are all memorized. It was amazing. That was really funny to me.
Yeah, because Marquis got to meet Michael Caine's character, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I don't think I'm gonna like you very much."
Welcome to the madhouse, Doctor. I'm sure you'll fit right in.
Yes.
Oh, shit, this is so-
Little tidbit here: Geoffrey Rush actually did direct the play that's coming up next.
Did he? He himself.
Yeah, yeah.
God, I love him.
I know. So he writes a farce.
He writes a farce, yes.
It's called Crimes of Love.
Crimes of love.
Yes.
Crimes of love.
Everyone goes to the play. It's
Yeah.
a very popular thing for people to come to. It's like a lot of like high society. Like everyone's dressed in these.
High society with a lot of inmates, with a lot of patients.
Yeah.
And that was an interesting, they were all mixed. They weren't segregated.
No.
They were in the same room.
And then we see Marquis' wife
Yeah.
show up with another fun fact. That really is Geoffrey Rush's wife.
That is interesting. Yep. So the play goes on.
The story that everyone heard about about Michael Caine
Yeah,
character
they're betting.
the story how she was a nun, like even the actor who I really don't know what his thing was, but I'm gonna say he was trans for sure. And they thought that as a illness at the time.
Probably.
Because physically he looked male, but in a dress, he was like brushing he had no hair, bald, slick bald. But I loved watching him brush his hair because he really believed that he
Like
had
the two strands that he had.
No, he had nothing. But he was playing the virginal bride who had the crucifix.
Yeah.
And the pyro was the nun.
Yeah, the pyro. Jesus, the pyro. Yeah, he was so funny. Yeah, so he delivers her to the dude in the play, who is Michael Caine. And Michael Caine is watching this and is just appalled. He's
He's trying really hard to keep his composure, though.
Yeah,
like, he's
he's
not
getting
fazed
mad.
by this because it's not true, of
It's
course.
just a farce.
Yeah.
It's just a farce.
Yeah.
And so then they start to have sex in the play.
Yeah, they bring
start-
out a full bed
A
on
full
stage.
bed on stage, and the actors are reenacting now the bedding. Michael Caine makes his wife leave. She leaves, and Geoffrey Rush then says to her, "Oh, leaving so soon. Oh, but you've seen this all before." Like, Jesus.
I love her,
wonderful.
though, because she was
intrigued.
She was getting into it. She
was
found
intrigued.
it funny.
She did.
Because when Michael Caine said, like, we're leaving, she goes, but it's just begun.
It's just begun. Yeah, that's right.
That's when I caught a glimpse of, ooh, this one's gonna... She's got a little sass in her.
She's got a little sass in her.
Yeah.
And she's got a little, yeah.
So the play, they stopped the play
They stopped the play.
before it even got
Because
to finish.
the big guy, Thelonious.
Yes.
Thelonious is attempting to rape
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet.
Yeah,
he's attempting to rape.
He gets
Kate
turned on
Winslet.
by what he sees.
Yeah, so he starts to try to rape her. She
Burns his
she burned his
face.
face. She gave him a nice little brand.
Right on the face.
Right on the face, she branded him. Everybody goes in there, and then the Marquis says after, he's just like, "Oh, it was just a play." Because everybody's all appalled. But then there were a lot of people, even the upper class, that were clapping and gave it a standing ovation.
They were clapping. Yeah, it was getting mixed reviews.
It was getting mixed reviews indeed.
Some people were appalled. Some people were, oh, okay, ooh, this is
amazing.
Fun. Yeah.
Everybody, I just saw that it got a standing ovation.
Quickly, dear, get on your back.
Yeah, get on your back.
What is this new sensation? Something between shame and elation. Yes.
God.
Do it dorsal.
Do it dorsal. Dorsal.
I'll take you from behind.
Oh my God.
You'll swallow. It was just like the lines were so like they were so cheesy because they rhymed, but they were freaking hilarious.
Oh, it was wonderful.
I loved it. You wicked man.
Wicked. Oh,
and he'll scream,
stop.
More, no more. Like the bride character, she was getting into it after a while.
Yeah. Oh, so the Abbe goes and visits Geoffrey Rush and is like, you can't do this. You ruined us.
Yeah.
The theater's been shut down. We can't do it anymore. And he starts to take his quills.
Yes.
Starts to take his quills and everything, and he's like, well, why don't you read more and start with the Bible. He throws him the Bible, and the Marquis, Geoffrey Rush, has that line where he says, oh, your monstrous God, what does he say, your monstrous God who served up his son like a side of veal, what do you think he'll do to me? And then he spits on the Bible and throws it.
Yeah.
It's just like
that was very Marquis. He
spat at religion, apparently.
Religion, high society. The hypocrisy of it all. That's what he also put into his stories a lot too. Like there was always someone like an authority figure, like judges and a lot of priests, and a lot of they were the ones that were doing a lot of the horrible things.
Yeah. Which
I don't know. This is why I love the movie.
It
pokes at the ugly side of religion and politics.
Yeah.
And society.
I definitely got that. Yeah.
Yeah, like he was beyond the time. Like he foresaw the future of how the world's going to become.
Right. So we got that.
Yeah,
he takes his quills.
Yes, he's no longer allowed to write.
Yeah, and his wife comes.
His wife.
And he was just disheveled as shit.
Yeah, he was just a lot more dirty.
I want that robe that he was wearing. That dark bright red.
It was it was like our wine. It was a dark red.
Yeah.
But it was also really dirty. And his wife brings in 2 dildos.
Yeah.
That she had to go to the craftsman and specifically say what she wanted. And I love her line. She says, I don't know what you like more, these little objects or the humiliation of me going to the craftsman telling them what to make.
Yeah. Oh, God.
You can tell she's a little turned on by that too.
She's
a little nympho.
She is a little nympho. Especially when he turns and he's just like, oh, you brought me sweets, did you? Some chocolates, are they full of cream? Oh, because I have to have the cream bursting out of the bonbons! Bonbons! You bring me
nuts on her.
Chocolate! I need quills! I've been raped!
Very dramatic scene.
Yeah. And he's just like, I've been raped more than any character I've ever made. Like, they've taken my ability from me. And he starts going on. And then the security, whatever the hell that dude was, which he is interesting to me too. Well, was. Because before the doctor came, the head of security guy for the priest.
I see where you're going.
Yeah. He was all like, no, I work for you,
Abby.
I work for you, Abby. I'm not going to listen to this doctor dude.
Yeah,
get your head out of your ass, you little bitch.
Yeah, that went right out the window.
Yeah, hello. Anywho, back to it. Side note over. So
he pushes his wife out, like, get this cow away from me. I can't look at her anymore.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you? That's like the worst. That's the worst thing to call someone is a cow.
You sow. You're just calling her everything. Strumpet.
So she's just beside herself, and she goes and visits Michael Caine at his house.
Yeah.
Which they're still decorating, and Michael Caine's wife has very high taste, which costs a lot more money than...
Did she have the taste, though, or is this really him having the fucking taste?
That's a good question. I don't know. Because Michael Caine said to the architect, give her whatever she wants.
Yeah, spare no expense.
Yeah, the architect said, well, your wife sure has some fine taste. But the thing is, she's a reader.
True.
She reads a lot of books. Like, that's her thing, books. So I'm thinking maybe she read a lot of books with maybe characters that lived in beautiful homes. So maybe that's where she got it.
Huh. Yeah.
Yes, and Marquis'
Okay.
wife goes to see Michael Caine and says, "Oh, and I need to speak to the doctor immediately." And Michael Caine thinks, "Oh, what? You want me to let your husband go? Like, you think this isn't going to work?" And she said, "No, I want you to lock him up and throw away the key.
Yeah.
Just let him rot." And Michael Caine says, "Oh." He was very surprised by this.
Yeah. She said, "Madam, you surprised me.
And
I'm Michael Caine."
Yes, he is Michael Caine.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, if we use more of my technique for rehabilitation, it's going to cost." And she said, "Well, I'm already paying monthly when I'm supposed to." But he
cons her.
He cons her because she misses being looked at as an important woman of high society. People point, they stare, they laugh at her, they call her whore. Like even those hot gossip ladies at the play. "Oh, I don't know what's worse, the writer or his muse."
Yeah.
So he says, "Wouldn't you love it if people came up to you again, kiss your hand and say, 'Oh, Marquis, how lovely to see you again.'" And she's just so entranced by it. So she said, "Okay, here you go. Money, 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 money." She leaves and Michael Caine says to the architect,
Peruvian marble.
"The
spare no
Peruvian
expense."
marble, spare no expense." So
Spare
now
no
he has the money to...
Get the
I don't know
Peruvian
how much marble costs, but
Back then, I'm sure a lot.
Yeah.
I am sure a lot. It is a very...
yeah. So now we're back. Marquis, he's desperate.
Yeah.
He needs to write. And they give him
His meal.
his meal.
Yeah.
Chicken, full chicken with bone and wine.
And he has the idea he's eating his chicken and then he just peels out the wishbone, I believe that was.
Yeah.
And he uses the wishbone and realizes that the wine stains. And he literally writes an entire novel on his bed with the bone of a chicken and his wine.
Yeah.
And
that's
then
pretty
gives-
freaking clever.
It is ingenious.
And side note, Marquis, because he had money, he was able to have everything he wanted.
He sure did.
His sheets were immaculate because the other inmates, they were straw beds. He had a library. He got to eat
Feather pillow.
Yeah, feather pillow, chocolates, and the real Marquis, while he was in the asylum, he actually grew to 300 pounds
Jeez.
while he was in the asylum because he ate so well. I don't think a 300-pound Geoffrey Rush would be very appealing, so I'm glad they did.
I liked him skinny.
I liked him skinny.
I think
yes.
that it really gave this mystery kind of feel to him.
But he...
Bonbons!
You are obsessed with those bonbons?
I love that damn line. I don't know why.
So he writes his newest novel on his bed sheets, gives them to Kate Winslet, and she writes them down on paper.
She writes them down, and then the bedding is soaked. Her mom's blind, and her mom does the washing.
Her mom is like the main
washer. And she went blind because of the lye?
The lime.
The lime.
The lime they used to clean the bed sheets. I guess apparently they used lime.
She went blind, and she can't see all the shit, but the girls who are hanging the shit see that everything's stained red.
Yeah, all the sheets are now...
And it's that harpy-looking redheaded bitch.
She looks like a mouse. I call her mouse. Like, she's mousy looking.
I think she just looks like a fucking harpy to me. She just looks like this devil bird woman.
Bird woman, yeah. Devil bird woman.
Devil
yes.
bird woman harpy.
The bitch!
So she notices, and of course... Michael Caine goes to investigate, and he's all like, "Your mother may be blind as a bat, but I'm sure your vision is quick." You know, whatever. And they have this little bicker. You see the writing on one of the sheets. Yeah.
And you can tell which ones are the Marquis sheets because they are the fancy, expensive ones.
Exactly.
Yes.
On the Marquis.
And the penmanship. So that's another hit for Abby that his system isn't working. So I love Joaquin Phoenix because you can see him gradually really start to just get frustrated and stressed, and just he's gonna lose everything that he built. So he takes everything from Marquis, everything from his room,
his dildos to his
bed, his books, his candles. Careful, dear, you don't know. This might be little slippers. You don't know where it's been.
Damn it! I'm sorry. He was so fucking funny.
I know his little
You will corrupt this poor woman, Abby.
Yeah, his little outburst, Geoffrey Rush. See,
that's just one thing that Geoffrey Rush does so well, though. Those outbursts, those yells. God, I love him.
Just his voice alone. I love him.
Yeah, he's great. He's amazing.
And then, so he has nothing. So how is he going to write this time? But Michael Caine's wife, next scene, she goes goes to an area not so fitting for a young lass. You see prostitutes, you see people buying things that are probably on the black market.
She goes to a porn shop of that time.
Yeah, well, it also looks like a brothel, too.
Yeah.
Like a brothel and bookshop.
Mm-hmm.
And because she was so intrigued by the Marquis' play, she got intrigued.
And she's